It's the last Rooted in Retail episode of 2024, and it's solo, just me. And we're going to be talking about just a little recap of this year and some pullback of the curtain moments, and then what's to come in 2025 and where I think retailers should really be focusing. So let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to Rooted in Retail. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis. Here we have engaging and informative conversations with successful indie retailers and industry experts. Together, we learn, connect, and grow. Don't miss our live after the show every Tuesday night in the Rooted in Retail Facebook group. All right, here's today's episode. Can you believe it's the last episode and that it's December? And maybe you're listening to this in January because you're like, oh, holy guacamole. December was so busy. I did not have time to listen to podcasts. And now I'm binging and getting caught up. And so happy New Year if that is you. But if you are listening in December, you still have time to enter our giveaway. You could enter to win a free VIP ticket to Evolve, $500 airfare credit, and 3-night hotel stay at the Gaylord Rockies. Go to rootedinretail.com/giveaway to enter to win. That's running the whole month of December. We'll pick our winner January 3rd. Okay, I have to admit, this year was weird. Does anybody else feel that way? Like, let's be real, like real talk. It was a really weird year. And I have talked to a lot of my business friends about this who are like, yeah, that's the perfect word. It's been really weird. Obviously, there's been a lot going on, especially here in the United States. It was an election year. So anytime that happens, there is a lot that is just going on. We battled inflation this year and it just felt weird. And Mike, one of our ads managers here, I saw him post in our members group saying it was the longest year and shortest year. And that was a really good way to summarize it. I don't know if you feel that way, but I really do feel like it was an incredibly long year, followed by being like one of the fastest years. It was just weird. Personally, for me, in my world, there was so much change. Like I experienced massive change this year. I started kind of a deeper mastermind program that's been really phenomenal to be amongst just like top level entrepreneurs, all women. They're just incredibly inspiring. And I've learned a ton. And that's really pushed me and challenged me, just helped me be better and bring that to our retailers. And then I got married. So that was a big change, but honestly, it doesn't feel like a change at all. Everybody's like, how's it going? How's married life? And it's the same for a while. Just to be funny, I was saying, it's not going well. Okay. Just to get a reaction, because it's kind of boring. It's like it's the exact same. Nothing feels different, except it is really weird to say husband. That's the only thing that feels different. But then I didn't want to say, oh, it's not going very well because I didn't want to put that out into the universe and it not go well. So it's the same. Married life is great. And in fact, while I'm filming this, we are going on our honeymoon tomorrow. We leave tomorrow for our honeymoon. We're going to Italy for 2 weeks and I'm so stoked. So that was a big change for me. And then, depending on how much you're in my world, if you're one of our insider members, then you know that we lost Steph this year. She was one of our key employees, had been with me for 5 years, and she really ran our insider program and taught social media and and she's so smart. We love Steph. I called her the creative genie. She's been on the show before. She's a fan fave, spoke at Evolve, and she's just so awesome. Loved working with her and was nothing but excited for her new job opportunity. And it seems like it's going so well. But that was definitely a change for us at Crystal Media. Hence Crystal Media. I'll come back to that because that was a change. And then my COO of 11 out of 12 years, Pauline, which a lot of our retailers knew Pauline. She's been with me for so long. She also exited. And, that was a really big change when you have an executive level person who's on your team for 11 of the 12 years you've been in business. That is definitely a change. And what that meant is I was then now, I didn't want to immediately replace. I really wanted to analyze all aspects of my business and just really see like, what are we doing? What kind of systems? What kind of technology? Can we streamline? Can we automate? Can we cut the fat? What do we want to do? Where are we going? What do we love? Like, I almost felt like it was I'm starting a new business. It very much felt like startup mode. I do feel like I've been in startup mode since the end of September. And it's beginning of December as I'm filming this. And I don't know about you, but like you probably feel the same way because you're an entrepreneur. That startup mode's super fun. Like, being in those moments, I actually did a podcast interview with Tanner the planter. That'll be out next month. And he was saying how like those moments are so fun, like you forget to eat because you're just like so in what you're doing and you're building and you just feel so excited for what you're doing. And that hustle feels really fun. It fuels you versus drains you. That's where I've been the past couple of months. It's been really rewarding just touching all aspects of my business. And I have changed almost everything. Oh my goodness, I've changed so many things. I changed our brand. We are now rooted in retail versus Crystal Media. Crystal Media name still exists and in the future may do some other things, but today we are rooted in retail, which better describes who we are and who we help. Did a podcast episode about that. We'll link to it in the show notes in case you missed it and you want to just know why I had a brand evolution. But I changed the name. I changed how we did onboarding. I am changing our insider membership to a mastermind starting January. We're launching a brand new mastermind. This is my ability to go deeper with our listeners and our retailers. I cannot wait. Like, I'm going to be doing strategy calls with our retailers. I have not done that since like, I don't know, 2015, maybe 2016. I've done some webinars here and there, but like not strategy calls like this. I'm super stoked to just dive more into our retailers' businesses and really support them in next level ways. We're also going to be doing some in-person meetups together. And that's something I'm very bullish on in person. I'm going all in on in person next year. And I'm going to come back to that because I think you need to be thinking this way too. And I mean, I cut so many different technologies that we're using, those monthly subscriptions. If you haven't done that in a while, oh my gosh, just go look at your credit card, see where all the money is going over the past, I would do a year because sometimes you have those annual renewals and then you have the monthly renewals. I went back a year and so far at this point, between negotiating contracts and cutting expenses, we have been able to save almost $50,000 a year. Like, that's significant. And that feels really good and really freeing. And just to be a little hippie here, there's an energetic thing around like releasing and like out with the old and in with the new. I'm looking at moving our CRM, the platform that we run all of our emails and store all of our contacts. And that's a big one, but I think we're moving it because it's just like there's so much old stuff in there. There's old tags and there's old data. And it's just like, I'm really feeling a purge. And I think purging is so needed. And right now I needed it. And so there's been so much change in my personal, professional life that has fueled me to be so excited and have me be more aligned with what I want. And so how this kind of impacts you is, I love doing this show. It is my favorite thing in the world. If I could podcast and that is all I did, and then I like traveled around and met y'all in person, and ideally I did sit down interviews most of the time, that's my dream life. That is my dream life. And I actually posted on Instagram a few weeks ago that I'm living my dream life. Like, I always wanted to do podcasts in New York. I wanted to have a talk show in New York City. And then when I filmed at New York Now, which you've heard a lot on this show, we did 8 episodes there this year. It was really amazing. And when I was walking into those doors in New York City on day 1 to go interview people, I realized I have a show I'm filming in New York. I'm doing it. Like, my dreams are coming to life. It was very exciting. And so I'm now like, how do we give more? How do we show up more? How do we do even better? I have heard phenomenal reviews from our listeners. And you guys, what I really, really love is that I get to help retailers for free. Like, this show is free. If you listen, we give so much education, support, tools. I bring in awesome guests. Like, I just want to keep doing that and just turn up the volume and keep helping retailers for free. My price points over the years historically have been a little higher than a lot of other competitors. We don't have a whole lot of competitors really, but we are a little bit higher priced, I would say. And that's always been intentional. When you have a higher price point, you tend to pull in a higher quality customer. And we've pulled in really high quality retailers who are successful, or they're like willing to do the work, they're driven, they're motivated, they invest in themselves, they show up, like I like working with those people. But what that means is if you are at a higher price point is that you're not able to help as many people as you would want to. And I love our retailers. Like when I go and speak and I get to meet you in person and I hear where you're at, maybe you're a startup or maybe you've been doing this a long time and some of us are struggling right now. Like I said, it's been a weird year. Some retailers are really struggling right now and might not have that budget to have additional support. And so that's where it's like, I just really want to be able to help and produce great content and do it for free. And so that's what we're doing. Like 2025, we're going to continue bringing you epic guests in January 5th, because we're going to take next week off, but we'll be back January 5th. Sarah Williams, the subscription box queen, she's my guest and you're going to love her. I loved this conversation. It like motivated me so much. I almost started a new business right after we hung up the call. Like I was so motivated. And she's just a perfect example of like the quality of guests and the quality of content that's coming in the new year. And we'll continue to do in-person filming. I'm doing it in Atlanta and New York that's coming up. And my whole thing is I just really want to create good content for you. So I do have a big ask. I want to know, is there a guest or a topic that you really want more information on? Like, where are you in your world, in your retail journey that you're like, man, I really need help with blank? Or you're like, Crystal, I've binged all the episodes, but I haven't really heard a lot about blank. And I'd like to learn more about that topic. Girl, you send me that info. Oh, by the way, I call men and women girl. That's just like my thing. You send me that information and I will get it for you. I will show up for you. I want to support you. This show is nothing without the listeners. And if I'm providing content that's not really resonating or helping you, then you're not going to tune in. I want to help you. So let me know what the show is missing. If there's somebody I need to talk to, and maybe that person is you. Maybe 2025 is your year to be on the show. I would love to hear from you. So you can email me, crystal@rootedinretail.com, and I'd love to hear from you. So as we look ahead, and next year, I believe it's scheduled for February, I will be doing a little bit more of like a 2025 trends, what's coming, where do we need to be focusing, and especially from a marketing and social media perspective. But what I just want to say for this episode is I am focusing on two things that I think retailers need to as well. And the first is in person, like I mentioned earlier. The beauty about our indie retailers is majority of you are brick and mortar and you have a gathering place for your community. We've talked about this on the show a ton this year, and we will talk about it a ton next year because it is your competitive advantage. It's your unfair advantage, but against Amazon and e-com and big box. You've got to lean in on that. And so how are you really showing up and connecting in person? There's so much you could do. A lot of it we've discussed on the show. Listen back to those episodes, especially if you're new. And we'll all continue to provide content for you. But also for me, I've got my conference Evolve, but we're doing some in-person meetups for our mastermind members. Invite only, different parts of the country. Some of these are already planned in advance, and some will just be like, hey, next week I'm going to be here. Who wants to go have dinner? And we're going to just go have dinner. I want to sit around a table with our retailers, and I just see us like sitting down, and maybe there's a table of like 10 or 12 of us. We go around and everybody shares their store and how long they've been in business. And maybe like a challenge that they need help on right now, or an ask, I really need blank, or whatever it is. And we can like hot seat each other or just get to know each other and network, connect, have conversations. It might not even be about business. It might just be personal connection. I think that we crave that now more than ever, of course, because of everything that happened with the pandemic, but then also technology has divided us. It has streamlined our efforts and made us more efficient, but it also has disconnected us and kind of put that gap in between being together. And so I want to create more of that. And I think that's important for you to be thinking that too. In that same vein, experiences. How are we really providing experiences? And looking at our business, all aspects, all customer touch points, and seeing how we can elevate the experience. Because it's really about taking ordinary moments and turning them into unforgettable experiences. And these can be something very simple and small that you do in your store or something very big and grand. My content, I will be talking more about that in 2025 on the show, at Evolve, going deeper with my mastermind members with a framework, the customer advantage map, and just going deeper on, those positive experiences you have with your customers and negative ones and overlooked ones and reoccurring moments and what we can do to really support the customer so we have those unforgettable experiences. I want you to look through that lens. I think it's really important for us to analyze every customer touch point. And that can feel super overwhelming. And when I'm going to be doing this work with our members, I mean, it's going to be hard. I'm doing this work right now for my company, and it's hard to look at every touch point and analyze it and how can we elevate it and what's the rollout plan here. But this is what really separates the winning retailers from the losing. And the game's tough right now, guys. There is more competition. The consumer is super savvy. And we know that on average, only about 20% of people come back to a store. That's a huge opportunity for you. If 80% of people are not returning, what are you doing to get them to return? And unforgettable experiences is going to be one of those ways. And when you provide unforgettable experiences, people talk about it online. And maybe you don't love social media, but your customers talk about you on social media and they'll drive people in for you. And you get those new people in, and then we have ways that we get them to come in again, a second time, and a third, and a fourth. And in fact, that's one of my topics at Evolve with Nick McHenry with One Shop Retail. We're going to be talking about how to get customers coming in again and again and again and again. And these strategies that we teach could more than double your price to come to the event. So I'm super excited for that. But I want you to be looking at that filter, looking at your business, the customer touch points, the experiences, and how are we becoming unforgettable. And if you need a framework, I got it. I'll take our Evolve attendees through it, and we'll also go deep with our mastermind members next year. So if you want to learn more, if you're listening to this in December or early January, we have a wait list right now for the mastermind. You can go to rootedinretail.com/waitlist to then be notified when it's open. And if you're an insider member, you're going to be grandfathered in. So you're good if you're a member, just so you know. We have a lot of insiders that listen to the show. So I just want you in-person experiences, elevate the experience and make it fun. Have your team involved in that process. Having your team involved it's so critical. And I'm just really hoping for not a weird year next year. I don't know what to expect. I really kind of feel like we're all just holding our breath, being now what's going to happen? And it doesn't matter how you voted. It doesn't matter if you believe in aliens or not. It's just, I feel like there's just this energetic, we've been through a lot over the past 5 years, you guys. We've been through a lot of things. And so it's weird, but I hope it evens out a little bit. I hope our customers are excited to come in and shop with you, and shopping is up and traffic is up, and you are just really aligned with your business. That is my hope for you in 2025. And I hope I get to see you in person at one of these experiences that we're going to be doing in person or at Evolve. I hope I get to hug you and learn more about you. I just really want to connect deeper with the listeners and, again, provide great content for you. So don't forget to send me somebody or topic you want to hear about. My email is Crystal, CRYSTAL @rootedinretail.com. With all of my heart, I thank you for listening to this show. I have full body chills right now saying this. Like I said, I love doing this show more than anything. It really means the world to me to have your ear, to have your time, for you to tune in. Time it's our most precious resource. And for you to spend it with me means the world. I do not take that lightly. And I promise to continue to deliver epic content for you that helps you be a better retailer, helps you be a resilient retailer, where no matter if we have a weird world or thriving world, whatever it looks like, you're good because you're resilient. And I promise I'll continue to do that through this show. Thank you so much for being here. If you found value in the show, please, 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 it would be my Christmas wish for you to write a review. I know December's busy, so if you've got time in January, that'd be amazing for you to go into your podcast app, especially if you have Apple, leave a review. I would love to hear your feedback. Okay. Happy New Year. we're ushering in the new year. I love this time of year. I love the fresh start. If you're going to be in Atlanta at America's Mark, the gift show or the Vegas gift show or the New York Now gift show, I'm going to be there. So I hope to see you in person. Thank you for listening. It means the world. Remember that I am rooting for your success. Have a great couple of weeks ahead. We'll see you January 5th, and Happy New Year. Bye. Okay, I have exciting news to share. The Rooted in Retail Mastermind is launching this January. It's your chance to connect deeper with me, the retail pros from the show, and an incredible community of resilient retailers, both online and in person, with several meetups throughout the year. Get on the waitlist at rootedinretail.com/waitlist. And don't just listen to the show, be a part of the magic and grow your store with us. I hope to see you there.